Hey guys, welcome back to Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. We're in my facial room today. Sort of. Well, not sort of, we are. Q&A. This was fun, and something that I'm hoping to do once a month. I don't want to say the questions are redundant, but some have very similar takeaways. So I'm just going to go through a bunch or a few or whatever we get to because I like to talk. And don't worry, we'll do more of these. So we're all good. All right, so let's get in here. Okay, so this person asks, what supplements do you recommend as far as vitamin C and hyaluronic acid? I assume they're talking about the internal supplements that I recommended in a past video. If I was fancy, I feel like I could put that like here, but that's sort of annoying too, you don't want to see that. As far as that, I don't like recommending brands because again, that's like, leave that to your doctor. What I do like doing is, for me, for vitamin C, I do a vitamin C ester, like a regular vitamin C and a vitamin C ester, so it's fat and water soluble forms of vitamin C, so it's getting to every part of the cell, the fat and water soluble part of the cell. Again, talk about that with your doctor, and they'll be able to prescribe different brands for you. And this person also asks, and then should we wait to apply the A12 with retinol after applying other products? It depends. So skin is about 10% more permeable when wet. Something I learned from Renee Rouleau, and that is from Renee Rouleau's site. And it's true. I mean, I think you know, if you put on like a mist and immediately go in with something, it does feel like it sinks in. And so that is something that is good to do. However, with retinols, if you are on the sensitive side, you might want to wait. And then, however, again, A12 with retinol is very, very gentle. So there might not be a need to wait. For instance, I don't, and I am sensitive, but I can tolerate. So I do either hydrate the mist and then A12 with retinol while the mist is damp, or hydrate the serum while it's damp and then A12 with retinol. So if you are sensitive, wait to apply it, but there is no need if you aren't sensitive. Specifically with A12 with retinol. If you're using other 0.5%, 1% retinols that are really strong, you probably should wait. And next question. Okay, this writer asked, I have combination skin. About 2 to 3 years ago, I suffered from moderate acne. The entire forehead was covered. Doctor put me on 0.1% tretinoin, which helped. Used it 3 to 5 times a week. Skin's never truly adjusted and is reactive and irritated often. I'm afraid if I stop, the acne will return, so I keep using it on and off if the peeling really bothers me. Should I stop using it? Again, with that, because it is your MD, I would go based on your doctor's recommendations. However, they should, if a client came in and their skin was, I mean, it's hard. It helps a lot of people. It's going to help your breakouts. But yeah, your skin can get very thin and crepey. And I would like you, granted I'm not seeing your skin, but I would like you to find an over-the-counter retinol that is more suitable for you, that you can use more often. And that should hopefully clear it up. And sometimes too, you just need to get over the hump of breakouts and acne. So there is a chance that if you do get off of it, your acne is not going to come back. However, all of that really should be done in the care of your doctor. But you can express to them that you would like to look at other options. Because red and inflamed and peeling skin, like, to me, what's the difference? You have that or you have breakout. Not that, but I think you get what I'm saying. So there's many great over-the-counter options now for retinol products that would be great for your skin, that wouldn't be as strong, that you could use more often. And even with those, it'd be great to buffer with something like my Hydrate Serum or an aloe-based product that's going to soothe and is water-soluble, so it buffers back the drying effects, but it doesn't affect the strength of the product. Alrighty, thank you. Let's see. So a lot of like active retinol questions, but this is good. We can call this like retinol Q&A. Could you please tell us whether it's safe to mix acids and retinols together in one night? And if so, where should these products be located in your routine? So this is another sort of loaded question. Can you use acids and retinol together? Yes. Do I necessarily recommend it? No. Again, it's going to depend on your skin type, your age, your tolerance, the amount of product, the strength of product, what you've been using. I can't use acids and retinols together. Could I do it once? Yeah, and that'd be fine, but as a regular thing, I could not do that. And I have a lot of clients who could not do that. I have a lot of clients who I probably could see doing that. There's great products out there. Kate Somerville had or has still a great product, and it's like a glycolic retinol mix in one product, and it is really good. I don't prefer that. I'd rather you alternate nights. Or even just, I do think people overuse acids. So if you're using a strong acid, maybe do that once or twice a week and then do retinol more often. I'm more of a fan, personally, of having somebody on a gentle retinol every night and then doing an acid like once, twice, 3 times, maybe a week. So can you do it? Yes. Do I recommend it? Not necessarily. Again, that's very, very, very generalized because there's going to be skins that can handle it and skins that can't. So for instance, though, to your question, if you are looking to use both together, you would, again, it would depend on the product. So let's say you're doing an acetone, you would cleanse, you would acetone, then you could mist if you're misting, or just go in with a hydration serum to sort of buffer, and then your retinol. Depending on what the retinol base is. If it's an oil, you could just leave it. If it's more of a serum-y, you could top it with a light moisturizer. But even with all those layers, that would probably be enough, and you wouldn't need to go in with any extra moisture unless your skin feels like it needs it. So that would be my answer to that. Thank you. Next question. Oh, interesting. Okay, what influences pore size appearance? What influences oil production? So pore size is, I don't want to say sadly, but basically created in our teenage years when our hormones are in flux and oil's producing, and we may or may not have acne, and we're stretching that pore size, and that's sort of setting us up for our adult years of how our pores are and the size they are. Some is genetic, some is hormonal. But that is sort of started in the teenage hormonal period. However, too, you could be seeing, this is sad and depressing, you could be seeing a really good pore size now, but as we age, obviously the skin with loss of elasticity, if you go like this, your pores are going to look larger because the skin is indenting. So same thing with loss of volume, you're going to see that as you inevitably age and have a little bit of loss of volume, even if you're doing things to treat that, whether it's retinols or LED light therapy or any of the other treatments out there. I was going to name some treatments, but then I don't like them, so I didn't name them. So that's one. 2, oil production is, A, could be genetic and just your skin. And B, sometimes if you see like a fluctuation with it, can be from hormones. And for instance, the stress hormone cortisol, when that rises in the body, it creates a thicker, stickier oil, which when it comes through the pore, it holds on to those dead cells, which is why it leads to breakouts and congestion and things like that. But I've noticed when people go through those influxes of hormones, whether in the teenage years or in the 30s, early 40s, you'll notice that more of an oil production. But again, a lot of it is genetic too, and your family probably, if you have oily skin, somebody in your family probably has oily skin, and that's something, you know, genetics are strong. But yeah, so pore size sort of set up in the teenage years when the oil starts really pumping in the skin, and that's when they stretch to a certain size, and that's sort of where they stay. And then we can do things to reduce the appearance. Obviously retinols, your acids, exfoliation, facials, getting, you know, cleansing extraction facials where you get your blackheads out and removed. And then, though, they can sort of come back and look a little bit larger as we age because of loss of volume. I know, sorry. Ooh, what do you think about sheet masks? How often do you recommend masking? So, I don't not like sheet masks, but as we know, sheet masks are masks, gauze, that are just drenched in a serum. And sometimes that serum's really good and sometimes it's not. Usually it's high in fragrance and certain irritating ingredients. So I prefer, and in my treatments, I just do regular gel masks or soft clay masks. Yeah, I don't really, I'm not anti them, especially if the ingredients are good, but it's just a serum. You could make your own, I mean, I think they do have those. You can get like a gauze cut out and I also have issues because they never fit my face. So I'm like, and then the lips are up here and the eyes here, or the eyes here. But things I like doing, and Nerida Joy did this in a video with me, which is you could put like a clay mask on, and if you don't want it to dry but still have that like pulling detoxifying effect of the clay mask, take, I think I should have some here, yes. Take a few of these 4x4s, it took me a second to measure in my head, 4x4. Open it up, you can dip it in water and then just apply wherever the mask is. And in the video she did paraffin with me, just because I was really surface dry and sensitive. But if you're a little bit oilier and you still don't want that clay to dry or whatever mask you're using to dry, to avoid that surface dryness, just water. Put it on, it's going to keep the mask nice and soft for a little bit, take that off and then remove the mask. That's a little bit of a makeshift sheet mask-ish, sort of. But again, there are ways you can do your own sheet mask. I'm taking, like, you could take my Hydrate Serum or even my Hydrate Mist and drench, cut out gauze face and then put that on. So, I like them, I don't love them. And then how often do you recommend masking? That's up in the air because you could do a hydrating gel mask every night if you're super dehydrated. But really like once a week, and if you're really sensitive, and like a sensitive oily, I find those people tend to overdo masks because they want to deal with the congestion and things like that, but then they have sensitivities, so they end up doing clay masks once, twice a week, and it should be like twice a month maybe. But what they should be doing is when they do it, use this trick because it will help, again, that like detoxifying factor without having the mask dry and then having that surface dryness, which then traps the oil and leads to a breakout. So it's this circle of Can we hashtag that? Okay. That, some of these questions are actually like just, I feel like very specific personal, not personal, but product questions for Jordan Samuel Skin, which are good to answer, but I just feel like I want to avoid them right now. Oh, I feel like this is a good, okay. Hi Jordan, I have acne prone, so this is a mix of the two. Asking about my products, but it's a good thing to put out there. Hi Jordan, I have acne prone skin and am considering your retinol product. Should I be concerned that it will cause additional breakouts? What do you think about oils on acne prone skin? So I'm not anti-oil. You have to be oil free if you have an acne prone or an oily prone skin, but a lot of the times it doesn't help. It doesn't depend on the oil and it doesn't depend on the fatty acid content, etc. Sometimes, like if you're an oily with congestion and acne prone skin, you don't need an oil, and I feel like it exacerbates the problem. You're just piling on extra oil on top of oil, which doesn't really allow anything to work right. However, there are some people that are surface dry, surface dehydrated with a little bit of oiliness. So then a touch of the right oil would help. The retinol is great, but if you are acne prone, I wouldn't my retinol oil wouldn't be the first choice for you. I would love to sell it to you, of course, but let's be real. I'm an esthetician first and foremost, and that wouldn't be what I would recommend. You could always, try it out. We're trying to work on some trial sizes, and hopefully we'll get that one soon. So, not my favorite. Not my favorite. Oils for acne prone skin, not my favorite. However, if you're in the healing phase, that's a whole different story. because oils can really help with post-inflammatory marks and things like that, and so can my oil with retinol. So it's a lot of the questions are very general, and I'm not seeing your skin. And I also should add that a lot of people will come in and say, my skin's super oily, and their skin is really dehydrated and has that dehydration shine, which they think is oil. And there might be a little bit of oil, or it might be a combination skin, but it's not really oily. And so if they would have asked me a question and they said they had oily skin, I would have answered differently than I had I seen them in person. So food for thought too, food for thought too. I'm trying to make these videos longer. I don't want to make this too long, so let's do one more question. Somebody asked, can they use retinol after an acid toner? Yes, you can. Do I recommend that? Not necessarily. So. Okay, this will be a good one to finish. What does high to middle priced skincare have that drugstore or lower priced skincare doesn't have? Does the grade of the ingredients really matter with regards to its efficacy? Usually, so a few things. Yeah, it does matter. But it's going to depend differently on different products. So first, it's not even going to be the quality of the ingredient, but it's going to be the percentage of the ingredients. So in a drugstore product, we're talking like close to 90% water. And then fillers, which fillers sometimes need to be in there for texture and for certain things. But then, you know, if you see something has salicylic acid, it might be 0.01%, and it's not going to do anything for your skin. It's not going to harm it, but it might just not be the result you're looking at. Where you're looking at another cleanser that might have an AHA or salicylic or really gentle surfactants, or it's buffered with really great ingredients too that maybe a drugstore product won't have. Same with serums. For instance, 5% hyaluronic acid in my Hydrate serum, you can't find that in a drugstore right now, and also for the price. And then two, even if you did, it's not going to have things like the sodium ascorbyl phosphate, the vitamin C, the cucumber, the tamarind, the passion flower, things which are actually making an active difference in the skin. So there are a few things to consider. Yes, there are some ingredients that the grade of the ingredient does matter, but the main thing is probably the amount of water or the base of the product, and then the percentages of the pricier ingredients. Certain botanical extracts, retinols, hyaluronic acid, etc., etc. And there are also some brands now that are coming out with, you know, higher percentage products that are more affordable. However, the thing is, again, you're not getting, I don't want to say not a lot in one product, but, you know, it might be like a hyaluronic acid serum and that's it. And for instance, just to compare it to Hydrate, Hydrate has a little bit of antioxidants, you have a peptide, there's more to it, it's a little bit meatier. So I don't think you need to be spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on certain products, but I think, you know, spending, if you could, $10 to $15 more, because I think there are some brands, mine included, that with some drugstore products, it's only about $10 to $15 more to get a really, really, really great product comparatively. Of course, I'm going to say that, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this Q&A. I'm probably going to keep asking you on Instagram or down below for more questions, just because I want to make sure that I'm getting fresh questions and not recycling any content. But thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the black JS circle down below so we can stay in contact and keep talking. To watch more videos, you can click on the link here, or possibly here. Thanks for watching. Bye.